After nearly 14 years, audiences have finally returned to one of the most breathtaking cinematic worlds to ever grace the silver screen. Avatar 2: The Way of Water is the long-anticipated sequel to 2009's Avatar, with innovative new filming techniques and a universal theme. Having said this, let's tell you 30 things you might not know about Avatar 2. 30. Why so blue? Avatar's most notable feature is the blue novice on the fictional world Pandora. But did you know how this all came about? Allegedly, their blue completion came about from a dream that James Cameron's mother had about a giant blue woman. It really is fascinating how one small element of a dream can create science fiction history. 29. This movie is a tearjerker. By the sounds of things, we're in for quite the emotional roller coaster with Avatar 2. The family element has been confirmed to add a new dimension of character and emotion that the first film lacked. Starring actress Zoe Saldana was reported saying that she was allowed to see just 20 minutes of the finished product, which left her speechless and in tears. 28. CGI overload. As I'm sure it doesn't come as too much of a surprise, Avatar 2 is only 40% live acting and the remaining 60% is created with photorealistic CGI. This explains why the technical equipment was so vital to the creation of the film, and why it took over a decade for the appropriate technology to be developed. 27. New species on the scene. It's no secret that Cameron and his team have pulled out all the stops to make Avatar 2 so much more than its original film, and the introduction of new species to Pandora will make it just that. The Tolkien, Skimwing, and the Ilu all face the Sully family, and it is interesting to see how it all plays out. Creators have reported that the Tolkien grows up to 300 foot long. 26. Simultaneous script writing. James Cameron teamed up with a number of talented script writers to create all the sequels to Avatar simultaneously. This is unheard of in film, but they have already started writing and shooting to maintain cohesion between the films, and so all of the sequels get the same amount of love and attention from the creators. 25. Don't worry if you haven't seen the original. According to director James Cameron, there's no need. He claims that all of the Avatar movies are self-concluding and are their own, individual projects. Although characters, settings and themes cross through all of the Avatar installments, the plots are remain completely unrelated to the one before. 24. The timeline of Avatar 2. A little bit more about the new cast and the members of the Sully family that you wouldn't have seen in the previous Avatar. Set over a decade after the first film, Jake Sully and Neytiri have welcomed 3 sons, Needium, Loike, and Spider, and a daughter, Tukturi. 3 out of the 4 children are Nausicaa, but the trailer shows son Spider as a human. 23. Accessible to all. An act of inclusion or an insane money move? Avatar 2 is reported to be released in 160 languages. Yes, 160! As well as this, the movie will be released in many formats to suit movie theaters all over the world. If the word is kept and this goes forward, it will be the first in cinematic history. 22. Big shoes to fill. The expectations for the second Avatar are extremely high following the success of the first. Avatar still holds the record for the highest-grossing movie of all time following its release in 2009, and as well as being branded the best science fiction production of all time, it made over $2.5 billion worldwide. Avatar 2 definitely has big shoes to fill. 21. Intense preparation. It's not uncommon for film directors to fully immerse themselves in the settings of their work, and the same goes for Avatar 2 director James Cameron, who spent time in the wildlife to have an in-depth, well-rounded idea of how the characters of the film may feel and navigate in that climate. 20. Extensive training. The actors had to do rigorous scuba diving training to prepare for the intense underwater filming that would go ahead. Actors involved in Avatar 2 reported having weights put around their waists with professionals retrieving them from the water in intervals, and learning to be underwater without natural reflexes occurring such as squinting their eyes. 19. How much water? Avatar: The Way of Water, as the name suggests, is set predominantly in and around the seas of fictional land Pandora. For the most realistic outcome, the actors had to film many of the scenes underwater themselves. This meant that on set, a 900,000-gallon capacity water tank was used to submerge the actors to film the scenes. 18. Composer James Horner. James Horner was an American composer, and the role he played in making Avatar what it was vital. He was nominated for accolades such as a BAFTA, an Academy Award, and a Golden Globe Award for his work on the first Titanic. However, his tragic death in 2015 meant that the production of Avatar 2 had to go on without him. The newest Avatar film will see music composed by Simon Frandlen. 17. About Navis. The standout feature of a Navi is their striking blue color. However, the scale of them compared to humans can get lost in the film. Did you know that the Navi species have an average height of 10 foot? They also have a life expectancy of 160 to 180 years. 16. A family affair. As the film is set a decade after the original, meaning the characters have developed whilst being away from our screens. Main characters Jake Sully and Neytiri now have children, which adds an entirely new layer of the film. We have seen people navigate Pandora as individuals, but how will they survive as a family? 15. Avatar's age rating. The official age rating of the first Avatar sequel is yet to be revealed, however, it can be assumed that it will be similar to the first installment of the Avatar franchise. It was rated PG-13 in America but had a 12 certificate in Britain. It can only be suspected that Avatar 2 will be the same. 14. Director James Cameron. Canadian film director James Cameron is the mastermind behind Avatar 2. This is not his only work. He is also the brains behind numerous blockbuster hits. As well as directing the whole Avatar franchise so far, he has also directed Titanic starring Leonardo DiCaprio, The Terminator, and Aliens. 13. A lengthy film. The length of Avatar 2 is an astonishing 3 hours 10 minutes long, half an hour longer than the first installment of the franchise. Director of the film James Cameron claims the film is so long due to an increased focus on relationships and emotions between the characters in the sequel. 12. Kate breaking records. Filming the sequel, Kate Winslet had to hold her breath for a record-breaking 7 minutes for her character, Ronald. She broke the record for the longest breath hold for a movie, previously held by Tom Cruise. Winslet claimed she thought she died and would never be able to do it again after the event. 11. A summary of the plot. Avatar: The Way of Water follows main characters Jake Sully and Neytiri and their new family in Pandora, and in a place as unpredictable as this, they must go to incredible heights to keep themselves and the whole Sully family safe. They must leave the family home, but you'll have to wait and see what they must endure. 10. Re-release of the original Avatar. In light of the release of Avatar: The Way of Water, it has been announced that there will be a re-release of the original film to celebrate. The 4K re-release will be shown in cinemas across America, and will be on streaming platform Disney+. This is for those who want to watch the sequel to familiarize themselves with the characters, or if you've never seen it before, now is the chance. 9. These actors turned down the role. Arguably the worst move of Matt Damon's career was turning down the role of Jake Sully in the original Avatar film. For number 2, numerous actors made the same mistake of turning down a role in the high-budget sequels such as Edward Norton and Josh Brolin. 8. Introduction of special equipment. Due to the volume of underwater filming, director James Cameron delayed filming until the correct equipment had been created to perfect the scenes. Powell Actal development the 3D rig that would be used in the filming of Avatar 2. It has also been noticed that Cameron himself helped work on the creation of this camera. 7. Not the only sequel. Director James Cameron has revealed that following the second installment of Avatar, there will be 3 other standalone films to come in the future. The third Avatar is due to be released December 2024, but no more details have been revealed just yet. 6. Big budget. Avatar 2 has been revealed to have an extremely large budget, which is one of the causes of the film's many setbacks. It has been reported that the sequel of Avatar cost an astonishing $250 million to make, in comparison to a $237 million budget for the original Avatar release. 5. Newbies on set. As mentioned, there are some new faces on the set of Avatar 2 this time around. As the storyline develops, so does the cast. Most notably, Titanic's Kate Winslet is joining the cast as character Ronald, and although details of her character have been kept under wraps, people are definitely excited to see her back on the screen. 4. Familiar faces. Avatar's sequel sees the return of many of its original cast members. You may remember these faces from the 2009 release: Sam Worthington as main character Jake Sully, Zoe Saldana, Stephen Lang, and many more returned for more adventures with the franchise. There are some new faces, but many of the OG cast remain. 3. Meaning behind the name. The Avatar sequel, entitled Avatar: The Way of Water, has been given its name due to the significance of the Seas of Pandora in the film. The majority of this film is set in the waters of the fictional place, and there is lots of underwater elements of this film, hence its name. 2. Release date. The long-awaited Avatar: The Way of Water has had numerous release dates, including 2015, December 2016, and December 2021, due to multiple setbacks and unexpected improvements that needed to be made. After many rearrangements, the new release date is December 16, 2022, and this one is here to stay. 1. What took so long? The time frame between the first Avatar and its sequel is a whopping 13 years. This break might seem too long for some, but there were numerous setbacks, delaying its release. Director James Cameron needed special technology to be able to film high-quality underwater shots, which took longer than expected to develop. That's all for today. Join our family by subscribing and hitting the notification bell.